Dane Barnes, as an engineer with a background in architecture, you're used to surprises, I'm guessing, and
Certainly.
especially when you're dealing with an older building. I guess you've got a project going on now that was a ton of surprises. Tell me about it.
I have a building that's a 100-year-old structure in downtown Manhattan, solid masonry construction. And I was called in by the managing agent to do some facade repairs. There was a concerning crack on the corner of the building, but nothing that looked out of the ordinary. So we put together a standard facade repair project, drew up the drawings and filed it, put everything together and got the project going. And in the middle of the project, found some more concerning issues. The upper floor is a 3-story building. The upper 2 floors were covered in stucco and EIFS, which stands for Extruded Insulation Finishing System. And we started to remove that and saw that, in fact, the damage extended beyond the cracks. So I called in the managing agent and we looked at it together. I started hitting the facade with a hammer, which is just a standard way to explore the condition of brick masonry. And instead of the hammer pinging back against a hard, firm surface, the entire wall started vibrating.
So you've got an entire wall that's compromised.
Yes, this is a 3-story load-bearing wall. So it's not just a rain screen. It's not just a cavity wall. It's a wall that's actually holding up the building, and it's structural. And so that should be very firm and sound. And this was vibrating up and down an entire floor, which was quite dangerous. So this is actually the only time I've ever done this. We had all of the residents of the building leave that day. The managing agent did an exceptional job finding them places to stay and working with them, but we didn't let them dally at all. They had to leave right away. Left their furnishings in the building. I notified the Department of Buildings right away, and we had to come up with a new game plan.
Now,
so we contacted.
This building was actually in danger of collapsing, I guess, right?
Yeah, now that's why I had everybody leave. I would not have had everybody leave otherwise, but I did not feel that it wasn't in danger of collapsing immediately. It was in danger of collapsing if we tried to perform the repairs without doing some major shoring. Right. So the people had time to leave, and then they did. We called in another structural engineering firm to design some shoring. Blue Sky Design, they're a good engineering firm that we've worked with in the past. And we're in fact currently working on this project. It's not yet completed. So they're designing some needle shoring, which will actually be steel beams that penetrate through that brick wall and connect to separate steel columns on the inside and the outside. We're going to design. They're working with us to design new supporting foundation systems in certain places. We're designing an entire new wall. So the longest wall that the wood joist, the wood floor framing bears on is going to be completely reconstructed top to bottom. So that's 3 stories of new wall. So that 100-year-old brick is going to come out, and we're going to replace it with concrete masonry block. And then a challenge that I found an interesting part of this was by doing that, we're going to have a patchwork of brick. So we're not going to be able to leave this building with exposed brick on all facades, because it would look like a patchwork quilt when we're all done. So we're actually going to put some EIFS back over top of it to give it a brownstone aesthetic for now. Otherwise, it really wouldn't. The owner would have had to spend a lot of money to do this work, and it wouldn't have looked very nice when we're all done. So at the end of this, it should look quite nice, I think, with this product that we're gonna design and be structurally stable.
Well, now, this was a big surprise. You didn't know what you were getting into when you got started on this job. What do you have to do when dealing with a board when you get into a situation like this? How do you prepare them?
Sure. So, I think an important part of an engineer's job is managing a board's expectations. So I try to emphasize at the beginning of projects that there are these potential unknowns going into it. And while we're just going to plan for the minimum repairs that are needed, you have to manage those expectations and temper them, understanding that once we get onto a building's facade, there are many things that we could find that we would not otherwise see from the ground or just a single scaffold inspection.
So if you're expecting a curveball, it's not going to be that bad a surprise when it comes, I guess, right?
That's right. That's right. There's people on boards have personalities, and there's financial ramifications to these things that we find, which we understand, and so that's part of our job as much as the math and science of construction.
Well, good luck on that project. Thank you for talking with us, Dane Barnes.
Thank you very much.